Early life and rise in the Westies. Jimmy Coonan was born in 1946 and grew up in Hell's Kitchen, a rough neighborhood on the west side of Manhattan, New York City. From a young age, Coonan was exposed to crime. His father, an honest longshoreman, was kidnapped and severely beaten by local gangster Mickey Spillane, no relation to the famous author, who ran the Irish mob in the area. This event fueled Coonan's desire for revenge and ignited his violent streak, setting him on a path to becoming one of the most notorious gangsters in New York history. Coonan's criminal career began in the 1960s, where he quickly made a name for himself with his violent temper and brutal methods. He joined a gang called the Westies, which was known for its ties to the Irish mob in Hell's Kitchen. In the 1970s, Coonan saw his opportunity to take control of the Westies by challenging Mickey Spillane, the reigning Irish mob boss who controlled much of the rackets in the area. Unlike Spillane, who favored low-key operations, Coonan believed in aggressive, violent tactics. Coonan enlisted the help of Roy DeMeo, a brutal hitman who worked for the Gambino crime family, to aid in his war against Spillane. With DeMeo's help, Coonan orchestrated several murders that weakened Spillane's grip on the neighborhood, including the assassination of Spillane himself in 1977. This marked the start of Coonan's reign as the new leader of the Westies. Discovery of connections with the Mafia. After taking over, Coonan cemented his position by aligning the Westies with the Gambino crime family, one of New York's powerful mafia organizations. This alliance was mutually beneficial. Coonan provided muscle for the Gambinos, while they allowed him to control the Irish mob in Hell's Kitchen. This relationship with the Mafia gave Coonan the power and protection he needed to expand his criminal empire. The Westies became involved in loan sharking, extortion, drug trafficking, and contract killings. One of Coonan's most infamous tactics was his use of dismemberment to dispose of his enemies. He and his gang would often kill their rivals, chop up their bodies, and throw them into the Hudson River. This gruesome method was meant to send a message to anyone who dared cross him. Convictions and the fall of the Westies. While Coonan enjoyed a reign of terror for several years, law enforcement was closing in. The FBI had been investigating the Westies and the Gambino connection for years, and by the mid-1980s, they were ready to bring them down. Several of Coonan's associates began to flip, offering crucial testimony against him in exchange for leniency. One of these key informants was Mickey Featherstone, a trusted member of the Westies who had grown disillusioned with Coonan's leadership. Featherstone's testimony, along with FBI surveillance and other evidence, led to the downfall of Jimmy Coonan. In 1986, Coonan and several members of the Westies were arrested and charged with racketeering, murder, conspiracy, and a host of other crimes. The prosecution painted Coonan as the mastermind behind a criminal enterprise responsible for numerous killings and other illegal activities. In 1988, Coonan was convicted on federal charges of racketeering and murder. He was sentenced to 75 years in prison without the possibility of parole. His conviction marked the end of the Westies as a major criminal organization, as many of its members were either killed, imprisoned, or turned informant. Legacy. Jimmy Coonan's reign as the leader of the Westies was marked by extreme violence and fear. His brutal methods and alliance with the Mafia helped him rise to power, but it was those same actions that ultimately led to his downfall. Today, Coonan remains in prison, serving out his sentence for the crimes that once made him one of New York's most feared gangsters. His story serves as a reminder of the violent world of organized crime and the inevitable consequences that come with it. Thanks for tuning into Sika True Crime Docs. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating tales. Your support helps us keep bringing these stories to life. See you in the next episode.